That's for me? Oh, nice. Wow. Are they a sponsor? Okay. Well, don't be getting me in trouble now. Yeah, no, they are. Of course. Miller Coors. Miller Coors, yeah.
Mike,
All right, David.
Dallas Morning News. An eventful afternoon yesterday. Can
Yes.
you just talk a little bit about the episode? And
Well, I mean, first, I think most importantly, I just want to thank, public safety for Oxnard. I thought they did an outstanding job. They were here, the response, and yeah, it was a very unfortunate situation. No one was injured, but it's definitely something we can learn from. But I thought the response was outstanding.
You've been in a lot of training camps. Have you had other issues comparable to this off the field during a camp?
No, I don't recall having anything to this. No, I do not. So, I think it's the beauty of the National Football League. When you think you've seen it all, it's sometimes things like this happen. No, it's a very unfortunate situation. Just thankful that no one was hurt. And once again, I think the Oxnard Fire Department was outstanding.
Clarence Hill, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Did the belongings in the room? Was everything lost? Any update on that?
Yeah, I mean the whole specifics of the the pre and the post. I'm really not going to get into it. I mean, once again, it was fire is it's scary. The damage that it can do and it has done. So yeah, it's some individuals have been affected by it, no doubt about it. But the property damage and all that goes into account. But I think we're thankful that the response was outstanding and particularly our people here that were first on site. Just the way we responded with the fire extinguishers and things like that. So I thought the action was just thankful that we had people that were jumped right in there and were on top of it.
So Micah was doing some conditioning during practice today. Anything going on there with just rest?
No, just like anything. I've talked about it time and time again. Every evening we go and look at each individual's workload, also things that they may be working through and so forth. But no, I mean, Micah, if we played the game today, he would line up and go.
Mike, Todd Archer from ESPN. Will Micah practice today? Be back?
Yes.
With Trayvon, as he's coming back through this deal, what are the benchmarks are you kind of looking for him?
Yeah, and I'm in teamwork now, and I think just really as much contact, just body on body participation, and getting back into the real football part of it. We've obviously have taken a cautious path. He's been chomping at the bit the whole time. So yeah, just getting him as much teamwork as we possibly can between now and Cleveland.
John Machota with The Athletic. A couple of deep balls seemed to be working yesterday with Dak and Jalen Brooks. What have you liked of kind of maybe the growth between those two players?
Definitely love the growth and the connection between Jalen and Dak, and I just think it's nice to see things that you really emphasize on come to life, and the deep ball has been one of them. So we had some really good time clocks as far as when and how we want to throw those balls, and but it's been something that's been emphasized, and I think our guys have done a great job in that area.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Diggs got hurt, I think, late September last year. Are you surprised at how he's been moving, considering it's not even a year since he had the injury?
Surprised. I think you have to look at these men. I mean, they're special. They're gifted. The rehab, just I think back to the '90s. What an ACL injury was then, and what it is now. The science behind it, and really, I get to see the work every day. I get to see, him working with Britt, on the bands and in the training room and so forth. So, I mean, I am not surprised because I was able to see all the hard work he's put into it. But yeah, it's pretty amazing the way these guys can come back from injury.
Todd Yusuf, The Athletic. Mike, when you think back to a month ago when you guys came here, how do you, or what do you look for on the field to realize that your goals were accomplished, or the kind of benchmark that you look for that?
Yeah, definitely. I call them thresholds. I think just like anything, you have thresholds in every aspect of how you want to train your football team. Start with conditioning. You look at the schematic capacity that you want to leave training camp with. These are all targets that we've hit. You look at the fundamentals thresholds that you're looking for. Just take the run blocking. We're going to do 9-on-7 again today. The tightness of the combination blocks, the pad level, the footwork, time clocks in the passing game, the match in the man, techniques and concepts in the pass coverage. So you're looking at these things every single day, and it's just like anything. The quality of play improves through the fundamentals coming together, and yeah, we're measuring. We have measurables for in all those areas that we're focused on, and then you watch your team, and I think yesterday was a good indication of it. The quality of practice was very high. The competitive spirit was tremendous. We're going to do it again today, and I look for that to carry over here today, and it's going to be a longer practice than yesterday. So. Yeah, I will call them thresholds. You're charting those things. Every missed assignment, every mental error, all the positive, plays. But this is the only time of year you really get to really hunker down and work on the technique and the fundamentals that are so important to our game. So you have to measure those daily, and that's how we do it.
We asked you a lot about 4 of the other offensive linemen, but Terrence Steele, now a full year removed from his injury and all that kind of stuff, how have you seen what kind of camp he's had?
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. Full year removed from the injury, and I think just like anything, as these guys come back from ACLs, it's always, they have to go through everything for the first time, coming back, and you watch Terrence go through that. He had some struggles early in the season that, he never missed a practice, never missed anything, but you watched him work through that and get through that. So, but I think it's clearly been his best camp as a Dallas Cowboy. He's, obviously extremely confident. He's always been on top of his game from a mental standpoint, and you can just see the things that he continues to work on. But I think it's been his best camp.
Brad Sham, Cowboys Radio. Mike, you've had Booth for a couple of weeks now. What's your read on him?
Well, I think just the way we played him last week tells you what we feel about him. And I'm going to see him to go off, come out today, and then again Saturday and build off of that. So I thought Andrew did a lot of nice things in the game out there in Vegas, and and it's just like anything. You really don't know your players until you actually get into that environment, game environment, and I like what he did. So I want to see him build off at today at practice and again Saturday.
Mike, when you have a guy like Zach Martin, as accomplished as he is, how do you not take a guy like that for granted?
Well, I mean, it's yeah, you got to watch yourself there. I've been so blessed to be around some great players, Hall of Fame players, and you can't take them for granted. So I think it's definitely something I know I am more conscious of later in my career. Just really appreciate what all these men give you each and every day, and then when you have someone that's played at the level that Zach has played year in and year out. So yeah, because it goes fast. I mean, I can remember the first time sitting down with Zach, when I arrived in 2020. So. For as much work and time you put into this, you are busy, and the busier you are, in my experience, is time goes by fast. So it's important to appreciate everything about this game. The players, the relationships, the coaches, the support staff, the phenomenal media. I mean, you just got to make sure you take it all in.
He seems to go back to ground zero with everything that he does. You're
talking about like
with the basic fundamentals and his footwork and things like that.
Yeah, I think if I don't know if you guys have spoke on this, but I think if you look at last year, he missed the fundamentals of training camp, and just the way he's wired, that kind of hung with him. So I know that's something that we have visited on, and just to make sure that he gets the quality technique and fundamental work, and obviously we've been smart with him in the team periods and some of the bigger workload capacity drills and so forth, because at the end of the day, I mean, he's a great player, but his technique and how he approaches it, is a big part of his success. So But yeah, I definitely feel like he goes back to the basics in 0-1, and that was an approach that we took with him this training camp.
Just says Dak's training camp. He started camp, certainly hasn't had CD, and hasn't had Cooks this past week, but he's been able to move the ball, be very competitive. Certainly, it says a lot about the younger receivers, but it also says a lot about his camp, because I know in the past that wasn't always the case.
Yeah, definitely. I think it shows you the growth of Dak, but also I think the quarterbacks as a whole, and it's really the connection with the other players. I mean, it starts up front. I mean, we're clearly a different protection unit today than we were this time last year. Last year our protection system was brand new, and this time last year we were just really going through things for the first time. So I think, with the protection, we're a year better with the footwork, but the connection with the perimeter is something you're always working on. And I think, you see the development of our younger players and how they're going out there and doing it the right way pretty consistently. And I'm proud of those guys. But yeah, I think it's all those things coming together. And I thought, the way Dak was coming off his back foot yesterday, just the confidence, not only in his decision in the throw, but it's what's going on the other side of that. And that's the route running from our guys.
Mike, in terms of the quarterback storyline, Mike Ducey, Fox 4, in terms of the quarterback storylines, Cooper Rush kind of gets lost in the shuffle. What do you appreciate about what he brings to the mix?
Cooper's he's the same man every single day. He's super consistent. He's on top of his game. I think if you look at his snaps that he's had this year, definitely quality over quantity, and that's by design because of what we got going on with Dak and Trey. But this is clearly, in my time with him, his best camp. I think his decision making has been on point. I think his footwork and some of the things he's done has been impressive. There's not too many 2-minute drills that we go out here where Cooper doesn't take the offense right down the field. So super consistent. I really like the camp Cooper's had.
Going to have a difficult decision to make in terms of who your backup quarterback is?
Well, I think just like anything, you play this all the way out, and you can never have enough good quarterbacks, and we got 3 good ones. We're fortunate.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.